Talking to Marin in the town square, she says that Terran has went to the forest to find some toadstools, so I guess we need to go look after him. Leaving through the northwest passage of the town, we're going to enter the mysterious forest. Entering the first open area, we're confronted by a moblin with a spear. All we have to do is hold our shield up to dodge his attacks and try to get close as we attack him. There's a couple of more around the corner, so be cautious with those. From here, we have two different pathways. We're going to take the smaller pathway to the right instead of going up. And once we enter this, we reach another moblin. Just take him out, and then we're going to head down. From here, we encounter a Redzole and another moblin, so just dispatch of them really quickly, and then we'll be taking the small path to the right, where you'll find another moblin and another Redzole. After dispatching these two enemies, we move north to find a tree surrounded by shrubs, and we move even further north to find the Great Fairy Fountain. If we talk to the Great Fairy, she'll tell us that she'll heal our wounds if we have any. If not, she basically just tells you to come back if you get hurt. Other than that, we'll head to the left and encounter a sword and shield moblin. Your best bet here is just going to be to hold your shield out until he hits you, opening him up for an attack. Heading down from here, we see what looks to be a little cave, so we enter here and see a chest in the middle surrounded by some keys. Your best bet here is going to be to let the keys come to you if possible, because if you try to attack them while you're on this cracked ground and you stand on it for too long, you're going to fall through. So just try to get rid of those as quickly as you can and then make your way around to push the rocks so that way you can get to the chest. Upon opening the chest, we're rewarded with a purple rupee, which is worth 50. So we head north from here and enter a room with two green zoles that emerge from the floor. Progressing forward, we enter a room where there's a lot of different boulders, and you can see a heart piece on the other side. Unfortunately, the heart piece is kind of blocked and you're not going to be able to access it without a certain item that you'll get later in the game, so we're just going to kind of ignore that for now. Walking through the south opening, we emerge back into the forest where we see a sword and shield moblin again. Use the same tactic and get rid of him, and we can see a little mushroom to the left. Grabbing the mushroom, it lets you know that once you hold it over your head, you can smell sort of this mellow aroma coming from it, and if you've seen from the pathway above that it's kind of blocked by this hole, we'll need an item to get past that later, so we're just going to go back through the cave for now. Just in case you guys have any trouble getting your way back through the cave, here's the little pattern that you need to push the rocks in just to make your way back. Making our way all the way through the cave, we head back through the left pathway back towards the area that we first began, and we head up from here, which is the pathway that I didn't take yet. Here you're going to meet the Raccoon, and he's basically going to let you know that if you try to progress forward, he's going to kind of switch you around and move you somewhere random in the forest to kind of throw you off, because you're not really supposed to get past him without him wanting you to. If we do end up speaking to the Raccoon before he teleports us, he will let us know that his nose is very sensitive to any sort of dust or powder or anything, so that kind of lets us, know that we're going to have to use the toadstool for something more in the near future. So, since we can't get past him, from the Great Fairy Fountain, we're going to head left and take out the shield moblin one more time, and head north from here, whereas we went south last time. Here, we're going to find two more Redsoles. Just take care of them and make sure you head to the right. You're going to find a couple more moblins, and then eventually we're going to come out into the Coalant Prairie. Of course, the first thing you're going to notice is that there's a heart piece surrounded by a bunch of holes. Unfortunately, we can't get into that just yet because we need an item to be able to jump over the holes. So we're just going to keep progressing more to the south and try to see what we can find. Since every other path seems to be blocked, we head right into the witch's hut. Talking to her, she immediately tells us that we have a sleepy toadstool in our inventory, so she throws it into her little brew and makes us a little sleeping powder concoction. She tells us to try it out, so we equip it into one of our active item slots and use it on the little unlit fire pedestal, which kind of tells us that we can use it to light fires. She then tells us that we can use it on certain enemies and it'll have various effects, so from here we head out and make our way back to the forest. As a quick side note, you can use this magic powder on the buzz blobs that you can't seem to normally attack, and it'll turn them into a cukeman, which you can just dispatch with your sword pretty easily. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Making our way back to the raccoon, we sprinkle him with some powder and watch him fly around for a couple of seconds as he gets super dizzy, I guess, from the powder. After a little bit of the smoke clears, we learn that it was Taryn the whole time, who had apparently bitten into a big juicy mushroom and got turned into a raccoon. He tells us that he's going to take a breather for a second, and then the fog clears, so we head up and open the chest to get the tail key. Shortly after, the owl is going to swoop in and let us know that the tail key is used to unlock the tail cave, which is below Mabe Village. He tells us that we need to go and retrieve the magic instrument that's hidden inside, so that way we can try to help wake up the windfish. If we continue to follow the pathway north past the chest, we can actually come all the way out to Gopanga Swamp, but just to be safe, we're going to go back to the village and try to reassess ourselves before we try to take on the Tail Cave. That is going to pretty much do it for this guide through the mysterious forest. I really hope this helped you guys out in some way if you needed help getting through this, and if you want to see more of my guides that are going to be coming out in the future, feel free to subscribe. Other than that, I will see you guys in another video. Thanks for watching.